welcome to Be Empowered Woman, the talk show. I'm your host, Nancy Rivera, and I'm very happy because I have today a woman who is a blogger. She is a personal stylist, and I love it because she works with women from the Caribbean. I mean, I'm from Puerto Rico. She is from San Martin, and she helps women and empower women, educates women that are plus size. So, Kenty, hi. Thank you so much for saying yes to our program.
No, thank you for having me. I'm honored. And thank you to technology. We're able to do this, right? From different islands, same time zone. And I'm super excited to be part of this, of course.
I am very happy, and I know that when we talked the first time, we did that instant click, because we're almost in the same way, in the same path. We're helping women,
Yes.
empowering women. But I know who you are, but my people don't know you. So, who is Kenty, and what do you do?
Yes, I wear many hats, like we spoke before. So I'll give you a little bit of background on the career path and then how I became a blogger and how I empower women. And I use all of those tools combined to do what we do best, right?
Perfect.
So my name is Kenty Lichtenberg. I was born in the beautiful island of the Dominican Republic, but raised in St. Martin. So that gave me a possibility of being trilingual. I speak 5 languages, and that built a platform for me where I found out where my strengths lie. I studied tourism and leisure. However, later on in life, I found out that marketing was where I was going to build my career. So I'm a brand strategist and marketer by profession. Over 15 years in the industry, that's what I do. I also help startups and business women primarily that are starting their business to build their brand and strategize and come up with ideas and innovative ways of doing business, especially since the pandemic. We have had to turn our business models totally around. So
Mm-hmm.
that is on the career path, right?
Yeah,
I see
I
you shaking your
understand
head
you.
because it is so true. Yes, we have had to become even more super creative when it comes to reaching our audience, to selling our services, to selling our products, right? So that's on the career base. In 2016, I decided, for us Caribbean, we need a platform, especially in the Caribbean where so many subjects and so many topics for women are still taboo in 2021. I've always been on the plus size side. I've always been big. I've never been that girl that is a size 5 or 6, and that's fine.
We
Thanks
are
to
in
my
the
mom, she made
Caribbean.
sure. Yeah, so that is not a size that is the most common one, right? Um, and my mom was instrumental in helping me understand that I was going to have that built and that I had to love that body. So she worked on that for me because, of course, 25, 30 years ago, it was still the same. You still had the teasing and the bullying and all of that stuff in school if you was on a heavier side. So she had to build me strong to deal with that. And I'm super, super grateful for that guidance, right? One of the things as well that helped me um, build not so much my confidence, but also reach out to women was the fact that I was able to connect. So in 2016, I decided we still need a platform, like an outlet. Where do we put all of this, information? Where do you update? And something that always people talk about with me was your fashion. Oh my God, you're big, but you are different. You dare to take fashion risk and to wear bright colors and to do, different things with fashion. Where do you get your clothing? Where do you get your styles? And I say, really, are we still talking about this in 2016? Like how?
Mhm, mhm.
Right? So then I decided, I'm going to start a blog. I had no idea what a blogger did, how to start, especially in the Caribbean where we don't read,
Yep.
right? We are not readers by nature. I love to read. I got that from a very young age from my dad that instilled that. And, the more you read, the better you became at things and understanding different cultures. So I'm a reader. So, but I was like, how do I do this? So, okay, I did some research. I started researching, okay, what does bloggers do? How is the US market? How is the European market? How is the Caribbean market? Of course, we fell in like the lowest category of bloggers that were active. We have a lot of Caribbean bloggers, but they're active from the US or they're active from Europe or they're active from another continent. But from the Caribbean itself, very few.
Mhm.
So, all right, so I went live February 2016. I remember I had just done my hair, it was wet. And just before that, I went to a session with a blogger from St. Martin that is in the US. And we had a session. He said, "What are you waiting for?" I said, "I want the perfect moment and I want to launch and I want to have this event." And he said, "No, you have a domain, you have a name, you have a website, you have content that you've been working on. What are you waiting on?" The following day, I went live. So February 2016, I said, "You know what, Kenty, let's just dive into this." And that's what I did. I created a platform first locally. And people think that it was a strategy to generate income. Yes, now it could be that. But before that, it was truly a platform. It is still a platform of educating and empowering, and just using that platform for women to reach out to me and for me to reach out to women, just like how I did to you, to connect and collaborate and understand business and understand how you support each other in a world where you have to do so many things as a woman. You have to be a mother, you have to be a wife, you have to be a therapist, you have to be a nurturer, you have to be everything. So how do you combine that and maintain your sanity at the same time and also be a business person? So that is how I became a blogger in 2016, and the journey has been amazing. I have connected with women all over the world. I have done projects with brands across the board, from Gillette to Pantene to Neutrogena. I've worked with global brands. Of course, that's the marketing aspect that also helps me to push that on the forefront. But I've been very blessed and grateful for the opportunities that the blogging industry has offered to me.
I
So
can
that's
feel
how
you. I can feel you because that's the thing that I love when we talk. You understand me and I understand you. Being in the Caribbean is like, oh, we're in the tropical islands. Everything is beaches and sun and the sand and everything. But there's a reality, and it's sadly, but only a few of us are doing something to empower women in the Caribbean. And besides that, we also have this situation. Many of the Puerto Rican, for example, women who are building their business, they're copying what they're seeing maybe in the state in the UK because they're the big leaders over there. But over here, we have so many things still to be done, not only in the fashion or to empower women, also the business ones. They don't know how to start a business, or if they do that, they have this mentality that because we are women, we are supposed to be at home, we're supposed to take care of the kids, we're supposed to take care of everyone, and we forget about ourselves and our dreams and what we
exactly.
do. So that's the reason why the first time I talked to you, I was so happy that I could connect with someone who is like my neighbor next to my island who is doing that, because it is
Right
very
there.
so
Yeah, it is.
motivating.
It is. And I think too. Mhm.
What motivated you? What's that moment that you say, you know what, I have to do something?
So when I started to get so many questions about how I dress, what I do, why I take risk, we come from a culture where we are very scared of rejection.
Yep.
So those are some of the things that keep us back. Rejection is a factor that is very vivid in our culture. You don't want to get someone to tell you no, or you don't want someone to criticize you. And sometimes because it's constructive criticism and you need it to grow, right? Because I've been criticized, but I've been criticized in a way that I can evaluate and I could say, hey, Kenty, really and truly, you could have done this better. And it's something that I do every 6 months. I do a SWOT analysis of myself and my business, and okay, what can I do better? Where are my weaknesses? Where are my strengths? Where do I have opportunities? I think that is something very, very transparent for you to do as a person. So when I start getting those questions, I realize, I say, but wait, we have a niche. I have a niche here of women. Plus size women is the niche, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But women overall felt that they don't have a support, that they don't have a backing when it comes to making decisions, wearing what they want. I wear what I want. I wear. There's absolutely no boundaries when it comes to fashion and me, right? And that's one of the reasons that I became a stylist as well. During the pandemic, actually, I finalized an entire portfolio where I became certified, right? And now I'm able to style you and use that skill to dress you and feel you empowered. Because the reality is that when you feel good and you dress good, you are going to perform better. You're going to feel better about yourself. Your self-esteem is going to go up. So it was that moment that I got that motivation that said, you know what, Kenty, there is space, there's room, there's opportunity for you to create something, a platform for you to connect. Like I said before, I had no idea where this would go, how it would end up, if it was something that but I realized that with consistency, I become better at it. And consistently is what put me in a position now that I can work with brands, and I can do now influence marketing, and I can use the blog as an additional stream of income. But it took me 5 years,
Yep.
5 years, Nancy, to get there. So it's not an overnight success. You have to sacrifice a lot of time, family time, children time, personal time, to achieve those goals and to make those connections and to try and reach out to people that had no idea. I remember the first time I approached a business about blogging opportunity, they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know." But and I was very honest, and they was like, "Well, I like your honesty, and well, let's start this blogging thing. Let's see." And it was for L'Oreal. They were my first blogging client locally, where they used a blogger to influence the L'Oreal brand hair.
Wow. I know the feeling. You've been 5 years. I started in 2012, but I didn't see my business grow until technically the pandemic. That was the moment where my business grew, and I started the podcast. I started with this TV show. I had this opportunity to meet with a lot of women, and I think that was the moment where I always said to people, get out of your comfort zone. And that's the moment where I had to do that with myself, because my business was not growing, because now we had the pandemic. So we had to do things that I was scared to do. I hated to be live. I hated to be in YouTube or now here in the TV. And I had to overcome that fear so that I could continue my business. And this is the best thing that I have done: overcome the fear and know that what is my mission, what is my vision, and what I am up to. And that's where I saw my business grow. But I started in 2012. And when I started, people were like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Yes, yes, I can totally relate.
Mm-hmm. So, what are the service that you give? How do you help women through the things that you are doing? We know that you're a personal stylist, you're a blogger, but what exactly do you do to help women to feel more confident, or help them overcome the fear of putting out who they are, or what they want to present?
So within the styling packages, I also offer image counseling, because image is something that you could dress me however you want, but if you don't have that self-confidence, you will not be able to project that. So it's something, is beauty is from within. So you have to start there first. So empowering is easy to say and is a buzzword, right? That we use freely. But empowerment is so much more, right? Empowering a friend, even with the idea of starting our own business, with having a session and saying, let's brainstorm and let's see, what do you want to do? You want to get out of your 9 to 5, but do you have a plan? Right? A lot of us want to do many things, but we don't put anything on paper. We suffer from that. That is a gross mismanagement of our ideas, because we want to do things, but you don't put anything on paper. You don't claim it. You don't make it a reality. I've done many vision boards, as well as workshops that I do as well when I incorporated with women. Vision boards, and vision boards are real. They work really and truly. It's something that I still have vision boards from 2-3 years ago, when I've seen things that have happened and I put on that board, and I'm like, wow, I'm here today, right? I've did this, I did that. So within all of the services that I do, I just let women they come to a space where they can be free and they can actually get information, because I do have various type of skills, right? From branding, from business, from working with global brands, connecting you with sometimes you don't know how to reach out to a brand, simply because, again, you don't have a pitch deck. You don't know how to present yourself. You don't have simple things like, a corporate, a professional email address. When I reach out to you and tell me I'm gonna send you some stuff, you saw everything that I send you. I send you a biography. I send you my social media handles. I send you some information of projects that I've done, clips, newspaper clips, whatever. Those are all part of your portfolio that you have. So I help women build that portfolio, because without that, you're not credible. People are going to look at things that you have done, and your journey and your story, and what have you developed, what have you done, in order to even consider you, right? I've spoken to people that before they never had a conversation with a blogger. They didn't know what it is I do. or what was the purpose. But when I send them all of that information, it was like, oh wow, this is a whole different industry. Yes, it's part of the orange economy, but it does work. But you have to put time into it. So my idea is to empower women and to facilitate them into not only finding their personal space innerly, but also, of course, the outer piece and how you project, how you present yourself. Image is not everything, but image is how people are going to take you seriously. How you make investments, right? That's how people take you seriously, Nancy. People take you seriously by the things that you put out there. And remember, the internet is forever. So, code of conduct, how you behave yourself, what you put out there, how you are able to inspire other women, children. I have a radio show that I started in March, and I have teenagers listening to that show. It's not even the same group. It's teenagers. Why are you listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere along the line, you feel connected with this 40-year-old woman. That is talking about fashion, and it's talking about blogging, and it's talking about entertainment. So that is basically what I focus on. When you come to me, those are some of the services that I can offer you, and also, of course, help you develop them and put them into practice.
Very nice, very nice. Something that I loved, you were in my magazine this month, August month, and you were our, invited person, and you talk about the beach type bikini way that we had
Beach
to
body, the beach body.
yes. Let's talk a little bit about that, because for me, I think that many women love that article, because it's true. We think, okay, we hit December, we finish New Year. Over here, we celebrate Three Kings, and after that, the first thing that we say is, okay, now I have to work on my beach body so that I can go to the beach. Hello, it doesn't matter the size. You can go to the beach, and hello, we live in a tropical island. So let's talk a little bit about that.
So definitely, that's an article that I wrote because I feel that women are constantly pressured about their body. Society, that hasn't changed. Yes, of course, size inclusion has evolved. We've seen a lot of growth. We've seen a lot of plus size. We've seen Versace and Dior use plus size women in their catwalks, and fashion houses that are now catering to the full figure women. I get it. It has grown. We have evolved. We've seen it. However, we still feel pressure that you need to have this perfect body, and that you're not allowed to go to the beach because your body is not, you don't have a six pack, and you don't have what we call in Spanish the senta noventa sesenta, or it's a noventa sesenta. I can't even remember the measurements, but you know what I mean. Right? This myth that your body has to be so perfect for you to go to the body and show it off. Now, who gave you the right to say that? Right? When book is that written? So I spoke about that because really and truly, you need to be a size healthy. To me, that's the most important thing, right? If for health reasons or whatever, you need to lose weight or you need to what, then it's fine. If you feel great being you with your size, being your size 16, size 20, but you're not diabetic, you're not hypertensive, you work out. Listen, Nancy, it doesn't matter what I will have to do surgery to lose weight. Yeah, because I've tried every diet in the globe. I've had personal nutritionists. I've had the whole nine world. This is who I am, right? So we need to embody that, and we need to understand that going to the beach is totally a personal enjoyment. I'm not coming to the beach for you. I'm coming to the beach for me. So if I want to put on a bikini, a two-piece, if I want to put on a crop top, then I should be able to do that freely. And if by any reason you don't want to see what my crop top looks like on a 16, size 16 or size 20, well, that sounds like a you problem.
Exactly.
It's not my problem. It really sounds like a you problem, So that's why that article, and I think it could resonate with so many women, because a lot of us are put in a box, and you can't put Kenty in a box. And I wish that more women would say that about themselves. You cannot box me in, because I will not be able to function. Right? Yeah. I need to be able to be as free as possible and as expressive as possible. And that has to do with fashion, has to do with career, it has to do with everything that I do. I need to be able to express myself freely. Of course, taking into consideration, your feelings and all of that stuff. Once you do that, and once you're fine with yourself, I think you need to be able to express yourself. And if expressing yourself is going to the beach in a bikini, while you're a size 20, 30, or whatever size you may be, then that's what you have to do. right?
Yes.
This pressure and this stigma about having this beach body that starts in March because in June and July you want to be perfect. Perfection doesn't exist.
It's
It
true.
doesn't
And
exist.
you know that I was one of the women who put on my bikini, but then I put on my and
A
the
cover up.
top, the cover up, because I was like, oh my God, I've never been like super skinny. I mean, I've always been like, not big, but
But with
Caribbean women.
curves.
Caribbean
Yeah.
women. And yes, I have two kids. I got stretch marks. I got cellulitis. I got, everything. I got my rollitos around. And I was scared to take out that cover because I was like, okay, people are going to see me. Like, I need to, cover up. But it's true. One day I said, nah, I don't, I'm hot. I'm getting hot at the beach because I got so many clothes. So I decided to take it off, and whoever doesn't want to see me will turn around your face and don't see me. But
And
that's the
tell me the truth.
problem.
How did that feel? That
It-
moment that you
it's
take the cover off.
amazing. It's amazing because I love who I am. I love the women that I see in the mirror. So if I love myself, I don't care what people think. That's it.
And that is the most important thing. That's why I think our platforms, what you do, what I do, is about loving yourself first. Everything else will come after. But if you don't love yourself, you will constantly have a battle with that. Because in order for you to move to the next step, it's just like a PlayStation game. In order for you
Yep.
to move to the next level, you have to embrace your failures. You have to embrace your everything, your rejections, your achievements. You have to embrace it all, right? And then you have to love that, and then you have to fix it and put it back out there. So if you don't start with loving yourself and accepting who you are, physically, emotionally, then the next steps are going to get even harder. And then you're going to get stuck and stagnant, and you're going to ask yourself, why am I not moving forward? But you are keeping yourself there.
True. Okay, last advice that you want to give to our audience.
So I think the best thing that I can advise any woman that is trying to do anything out of their comfort zone, like we just spoke, is simply have a plan. Have a plan and put it on paper. And get someone to assess you to build that plan into a reality. Because remember, you can have tons of ideas, but if you never execute any of that, that is what is going to be an idea, nothing else. So if you have a plan, if you have a dream, if you have an idea, if you want to contact someone, put it on paper. Put it on paper, lay a plan, put a deadline to that plan as well. Don't just put the plan and leave it there and think that, I dream of genie is going to come out and miraculously things is going to happen. You have to work for it. You have to work for it. So in that plan, put a deadline, put a time frame where you want to achieve what by each time. For instance, even when it comes to creating content calendar, I have a full year plan of content creation that I need to put out on my social media, right? It's not set in stone, but it's a plan, right? And it's an open document that I can change and I can adjust. Leave it as an open document that you can change and adjust and create and put in and take out as you go along. But you definitely need to have a plan. And I think most of us don't know how to start with putting that plan together. And that's where it goes wrong.
Yeah, I love to plan because if not, I'll be crazy. I got
Yeah,
too
no, I
much
mean,
going on if I don't plan. I mean, for example, the TV show I planned it's already planned up to October. My podcast is already planned until October. So there are things that I know I have to do. They have their day. They have everything. And then when new idea comes in, I got space to work on it and see if it's something that is going to help my followers, my audience, and everything. So yeah, it is very
absolutely.
important to plan.
Absolutely.
So where people can find you?
So I mean, my name is not very common. So as soon as you type in Kenty Lichtenberg on any of the social medias, you will be able to find me. That's LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, via the blog pages as well, Career Creative Style. You will be able to find me if you just Google that and you put like plus size blogger. I'm one of the first ones to pop up because again, there are not many of us doing that. So the search engine will just automatically direct you to me. On WhatsApp as well, 721, which is our area code 172155340. It's also my business number as well. So I do a lot of stuff, online. I do a lot of meetings, workshops for women, all over the world that, that I can speak, that I can motivate. I'm also a motivational speaker. I go to schools, I empower our women. Well, right now because of COVID, that is no longer, that is on a halt. But I also dedicate my time to volunteering and giving back to the community, which is very, very important for me and the platform that I use.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for all this information, this advice. I hope that your business keep on growing and you can keep on inspiring and empowering women.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for having me. It has been a real pleasure. And I'm definitely gonna take a trip to Puerto Rico. Or you're gonna have to take a trip to San Martin. We're gonna work it out.
Yes,
As soon as this COVID business is out of their way. I used to go to Puerto Rico quite often. I don't go as much as before for work and trainings and stuff like that. But I do have a very good network in Puerto Rico as well. I have quite a number of friends over there, and stuff like that. So we definitely, let's keep connected. Let's keep empowering each other. Let's keep using our platforms to project positivity and empowerment.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So people,
Thank
I
you.
hope that you enjoyed today's show, and you know that I hope that you can connect with us next Thursday at 11 p.m.